hospital wo na kwanset ni juice ka wo do mo yare a no ma ba abrochire I just said Ghana there honestly Julius me free cronim but me dream me buno ne ho da bia me ko kroma me si
hello
yes just say Julius don't understand what him say enra yes a bridge and what da ban nyina agu ayina bridge abu and the Grace bridge abu and the Grace school yin so second deputy tiama ne dia ana wono ko an odwene ne ho sat assembly MP ni ho Ghana mom pa die ese mo de ma Chinese for no because ma to am wi what is this Julius me bompaye se ubenya kwanya free krom ho no wa behwe aha no mo kwa ne ayo enso braya adwuma 15 years ni me start kasa ultimate na confuse na wo ho ya che enye ne na asai eju obi afi se ne na Ghana say be free kasa 2008 Julius ya na me drink Ghana I shouldn't me be ni Ghana esa me drink Ghana but me sheme budu no a na me bra ho future ben ye jama wo what future are we living for them generation
shall be well. Thank you very much, Madam Claudia, for sharing your cup of tea with us. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But I want to say,
Yamiado me who but now way. Great. 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 Great.
The coupon is here, not much here, so at the action. Now, me come out to see a man for coins now. Men bo on number dapa, Mamona Basso. Now I'm catching Bantima for some more time and some more trouble from Mano. Now on a chapter in shares, so let's set the time and one shares from trouble from Mano. And me and my papa, BBA, Papa Doctor Committee for I want to project. If you will be a coupon board and one by no yana from Sadim from Mano. Now, yeah, I have to move. Really, me with that, Gabby no wine. Gabby, wine. So, you tell them, go for the no fast, yeah. Let's have it. The top of the can to the patana. You must fire. A go for others wine. Oh, yeah, no one saw a garden in Miguana. Or not to tell me, say, dear, the one fast, and it's going to be built up to a better cook for the year. And yet, Papa, honestly, maybe we're in a tree. You may be quite across from my name, yet, Papa, talk about Tobacco. Into a Papa Tobacco. We got me, oh, you pay any PR. What can I do? Because of the what we sell for, and I said, oh, fast, and I present it. About Kawajinia. Yes, sir, for what you. What can Kawaji to make a Kawaj natural? And this is all, yes, sir. No, I get it into a general. The behind himself that offer the Mumbo Puru. I told you a moment of I watch the compound of Yapa. Julius Ghana near Sabu Ghana, not my nana, Tetina, and Namuno. We are penny, no one to have a whole 3. No one to have a car, or one to have a casa. Emma Mustafaya, about what I say, a dear, or dear, how now, whatever, but Wingaya. Not Gabby, what was I Ghana new? Nobody fancy Mamma can not know by it. To the women can go at it. Nagana, a millionaire, a quiet pen of Fado. Now, finance minister, not Dr. Babunia, or my Ghana posse. Yamia Mema, what would you are not minister for Boga? What you are? No, Boga will be on Yatana. No, my top for such a bullshit.
Hey,
Come on, because don't get a super. I'm talking to you, Via. If you talk about the credit, you come back today.
hey.
Oh, this is how to do for them catch up. Because if you know, then go follow. You go back and let me see so far. I never see so far. So I'm a water.
Oko Anglican, yeah.
Oh, bloody Yakupo, me in a book. What do body say? I thought they were going to get a car. What do body say? What was I?
Naza sorry dear, yeah, my bonnet for tea. Yeah, di bonnet near qua sorry.
But in another day, I know what shit. Another day, I know what shit. Did I? Yes, I'm control. Mr. Enwa, did I? Enwa. And I'm in a film crana. From Monday to Saturday, let me say the cry. My point is clean now, or don't wait. Any point of 7 car. I'm soon away more. I'm not going to see what again. We could be able to go on story. I just my story for
serious. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Shaibu. Shaibu Bachana Pet is saying.
Allah energy for the last community of Bishop for that I can't go further. But the year final so one can for that I'm much you did a sub was here. Never I'm pension to cry so the back cry. Now I'm not a fan and then I also. I'm a baby. I'm a fan trauma. And when I walk out there, I found my second day. I will back to my console. That is a mental Obama. All I walk on that for the dress to go dress to down and also a China Papa. That's something that the secretary of back and forth. A chap, national time, and a national organizer, me like you. And then I coach your own. I am a miracle. One say, you will come and Yama Mira who says about so some people can baby say it's a young woman, it's a dear. I know about Sam Kwan and if I was young one and Sana Janada. Okay, Sassy, San does a Sophia Kufu. What's over here? What's it? I could follow any Ghana for any in office to be at the house and Papa for me. Ah, sir, I'm count that you're not say Pani Street, I count that. And let me also quite. Sorry, any friend, when you call you come and a Kufado. Some now is Chief Justice. It is same year, but Supreme Court. No one can now, and I'm saying Supreme Court, and don't make a fan of simply. My assembly gallery. I say, you are the man of my gallery, you come and the local go bank 454. And you say, no, the city is 33, and any day they do with the other two. One country, you come. And I can afford to start a equity boss or job boss. I can see a bushia or no is going to be a fat. One country, you come and a combination. A certain committee, let's say, independent committee contribution. Let's say, I see for funds, one I'll go down. Because you real combination, you won't jump on them and cut in your same Parliament, the church, or make sure to pass and manage them in the church, can you design one country. You come and combine the my 33.4 city. Can be too much to say Ghana almost by the next 40 years. When we take who one can order so because Uncle them. Or it's a day report to body. Can you pay the Minister for Formation? I'm not for to take for 14 billion. That's what I say. People have been going to say one carrier. The local body is a Jerusalem, a Guias, one carrier, excavator 500, or different kind of weather, or tall actually, one carrier, and lady, and also a pension fee. What's in the local father? I do you now. I never been here. What do you for the other force? What will be the other do? I think they are coming. Who will be soon? Who's watching one? You can count what's it up and come on for. Come for scanner. I'm a scale sitting joke. I'm on a new queen. I'm a serious. You know, we don't go to the young couple that says, shall was only check on okay. Walk also at the bounce. It's a local for one person soon go there. See, you say, so I could say, why is this so much? Some of them
okay, that's it. Shaibu, hello, good morning.
Good morning,
Aja.
Mbajo today.
Nyamia do me ho en bacho na way.
Nyamia do me ho. Sila na say you ya me person me bro.
Oh, Fache. But the say was with my friend. Inti ona pay.
So na me phone no anka sanso na ya na. Isi na ho de afa.
Okay.
Na everything. Who will say this? Right to see the country president say when a liar na.
Me busaya pa. Ibetimi akabiza actually president.
Yeah. So long as we need to you need to conscience say na kwa ni ntimi conscience say when a liar.
Okay.
But you need to conscience say when a liar. When we say that democracy no aye no. And yet before you deal eya brofono wonu amemu eno omada da eno omudi ewura yemu enti ye tiase ye ne keke eni na Rollins ni yansa wonu no oka se yeyi ahemfo enfrimu efisa ni die no ahemfo abibifo e ma wo mo no wo do mo hu ya ta bi no a ye be kasa pia wo na politicians ni de woman kasa ni ko no kra o mu di ade no wo mu kra ni ye no wo mu num kasa ni ade no kra no e mo mu lusu respect entino so wa ye ndanga o tika se ko na na ta so ba be ni akunye gwi ken samo ki kai yes di kai sai ni ta no si so mama say no que canto e guru so say no poto so ndio oba wo be finji ya na wana haje ama akiapo e wato wo be boy sika ho ban wo obi boy sika ho ba oba e rupe ano ofo e ti di rupe di fio na count e bugo e bra nyu bugo sika ni to be do you that's any podcast so e la wakambani.
Okay.
Wakambani, he say one no semono. Actually, she akoda uno but wala upieno so dey do the classes. There is so na ba so be of ya brow. O bana say an ma akoda no be so so. E bina Ghana for e bisa na do no. So, entino sa democracy no ya fano ye nini no ayi do so aye and Madam Super Kufu Musono, a brave woman, or courageous. Oh, say, Raduna Bino, no, open South Casa, no Mutia Huna, near the verbal abuse. Now, a German penny for the woman, oh, Krumano, a German, some be brief,
okay.
Was so but that's in physically. So, never do African, you know, or pursue culture of silence, Diva Mama. If you say, we could be brief, social mamma, then the name would be a Capetia, and so everybody would be a Cata, you see. And the woman, one round. Only moment one flower and Cananu to my son Marano, and then to see now for penny, let me see young company for her. And yeah. Because Ocean of Anthony Nantua, woman needs him about to class the most wicked government are Ghana and South Africa.
Okay.
Thank you know the mama no kind of mo bia me hu no na no kure no wo ka no.
Medasi Eja for calling and sharing your cup of tea. Let me go to the phone lines and speak to Kwame MPP. Kwame, good morning.
Sometimes what change uncle food pa ya na gusa say it no must Ghana ha say. See that.
Kwame no muti krom ya mami die o.
Ukura wakata bikata bakata ya why na so mu. See that. Huh? Hey. I saw me say see that made my hands on position I mention Kwame beginning.
Mate Kwame e die o.
There be am say say Ghana on. Say if say ni that so say John Mama. Huh? Any bag Ghana ya. Hey, any Ghana you. Say John Mama. See that me not come see. Bien go back to say this situation I want to say. And women in aye. Even the president himself asked me to say and economic difficulties. I don't know how you can find finally a vinyl. You this is the opposite of your kind of me. This is Bako US, Bako Canada, UK. Blah, even players coming from us. The behind the whole world, the behind come to us. Including Ghana. It's just a man need to be you. I'm not saying that. But your body can do John Mama. Obi ati kroma common do so izin ka yaka say we do sunu hwenu go kwemu hwenkrofo ye adwuma 3 years ne twem ka 3 months tiwa ye kan nyina ho kyere nyina hwenne akwan wo ayekoso bibi amawie o ha ne mi ti kroma me da ma so kwade dia on example the mama go tena kwemu ni je nwake ya wu ko tal be sia ba 3 ba ko tempo da bi wu development ya so ase ene kwa ko otutu asante me dia hin fa de hu kota but then one of the in the midst of all our challenges and when you koso education koso health koso media koso of course tell them make no e we see Nara including Ghana you know crisis adi abai ako for no kan do ye hele de oh ana ngba ana we sika no sika no wia onyo obi sika e je seye so ka say ana ba ne ba so we no beti aboa yenye o fi no be tapo yenye na nze do na no o ko be chenga o nyina o de tuma bita measures o dia say nyesa o biti ara man be say o okay e nya mo trene ba ne ni se Ghana ni bia ka ka na nya me ya say ka ndi fo ya mo ba ma no gba ti bi sa mo say ti mo pa ti dia na be kai mo
na ze Kwame o mo ye Ghana fo so
ndi fo
ai
oh so give me to which I say o mo ye Ghana fo me ka so me but the point is that you say uni mo ho ana kwa sho sere oh Mona okano, o de monyon say also compare NDC and NPP. Then I'm say the worst governors of NPP and the best of NDC. It is Ghana ni ka say oh, no de ya na be ten stadium. But NDC ni dey. We just talk about the book for me. Tu mo pa mo de go ATC. Tiba. Tu me pa so ka say, tu be ka ni mo ah. Yen ya phone charge. Ya ko sa mo ni mo. Tiba. And kura me say and no me say and you just could be so we say I can say because it just so to mama no Satan now to tell mama but now say justice and then justice
okay
and this is that you me can say you need to do say and no more thing but the question say about way say no about way no so samri at this moment no question na do abia ni ko yi ma o mai no Senya kufa da mamu na wasamri na kwa mama nkene so esi nkene tam so
okay
eti kana for me de kan no kana for ne kata nya this what dey ni inform asam kwa nya asam so that say kana for na me koso sura we yin yo botre kana for mapa we ndi for no omu nya botre yen ni hwe chope ade na eba no obi endo and that children say South Africa until recently okọ you shop kwa South Africa o ba Africa say ya bu no okọ ha se mi no na oto ya ma onto mu wi so nim sa tu sa say again abe wi Africa we come to go when I come to me no shop yes all to me no oh we be come for South Africa of all the countries oh tu sa say again abe wi Africa so we have to go mu say also when ka say undi of course US compare Ghana meaning sa but you say you must cry on me and maybe yes you ama kania baba mu tim na sasa you so ba kan so that say enti yen ti mo ne kan say na ku fodo na dia me say to ma o mu no da so mo na ba tenya fa fa ban ta
hello
okay That's it, Kwame MPP. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
But Mr. Bedu, Kasa Free, coach.
Mr. Bedu.
And MPP. Me attack him on them with their name, catch and say, so here, me away. Say, so good. Said the Ghana Yetimono. A young man, a yet, and MPP and DC. Now, we MPP know, we MPP know. Into a dear coach, Ghana and the Bediano. So we MPP MPP know. Wa wouldn't say a coach or so cast. And my papa Kufuado. In some year, courses is here. A young MPP in Cassie. Or say you're seeing none, I said that is the slogan in the air course of the year. There be guessing none, I say. Sabi we are to cry, yes, say. Next year, no, young men rejoicing baby or more to know. Not yet in Pefe, say, a dear, ye. Then I say, we are seeing now, and no more cost when ye. No, any other option, ye bet me the assassin, no, I'm an ya. It does not mean, say, we are seeing now, and we should also follow that. Me, Nana say, I'm son of women, neither common. And we say, opposition leadership and conform the measures by the government. Adia we at the however ability to say the high jetty. In now country say the Kababa, COVID is Kenya, the day, yet you say constituency chairman for be, I can say your mom, Musicano, your teacher mamma, maybe 100,000 Ghana. I just say, Shoko or come once. Just say, no man is here, no, no man a high in the baby. Nina, Nipa, can Abana, 1 year, 1 just here. As you need, you know. The good baby at for some more change the year, you know. The other say haircut and some simple media day. So see our audio one that boy, you know. They papa go out on the same. They so people can say haircut is about a intro. So see how you can know haircut operator ever can say. Your friend said Ghana has what it takes to change the fortunes of the Ghanaians, you know. Young choir must be there were one can be near there. Nina answer and need no in a quiet mercy. Nina, let's say, what did half out to me no to Tonga? You won't more limited. And your clear indication said this current MPP not buy and I may you're very attractive. No, I what he said. It is not like this. I go for MPP. Confirm you not buy and I need the new way. Your muja, what can you say? So, yeah, say, I dare change about it. It means, say, they have lost focus. Woman, again, I remember no one no so.
Okay.
And then opposition part not who said, but you won't. The final result in the say, over a haircut or the daddy, yes, sir. But you won't quit. The result over quiet and also daddy. You were there and what can you get? You don't not done in your ma. I dare change your fear quiet. It is clearly say, when we indication, clear indication, my nigga, oh yeah, but too many years to be said. That leaders will hear more with dear. I am telling you, or more limit your more yet. It is a Ghana for your piano. Me to say a quiet that the nearest a Ghana for dear. Some leaders will part dear. Miss Red Ghana for say. When you done a sample for way into Okra, no one but nature less on to 2 no year. Next a Ghana for your good time, part the year with years and then show contemporary a year at a some woman dear. Once you are doing with you, we say, yes, you have never so much. But I say, you will make it. Or me and his uncle for winning that store. Madam, I know my son, a baby, you know. It's coming for a force supporting in a maybe your force in the matter. I am in a castle. Now, they say, young person, when you're here now, what your woman. May first be a chairman near KF for Pash now, our ginger or Gowley, or Monday and Crawford and no manager. See, I never know cutting. I friend Kodepoku, Mama Joy, or when you now duty in some no. I am telling them, Yabama, duty, your father, my Yano, your force, no Yano. You young basin at your
somewhere the line, the GD said, Mama produces a far line. Thank you, force for any one that Eddie. Yeah, because I'm quite yes, you'll be able to contend about could be about 1 for what you're crying. Sorry, 40. Sorry, a day. Sammy, the producers, but someone found number 1. Nanka, you know what you think, come away,
say mrepa mu anke de maba studio na ke ni ma edi nkoma afa about fools ne second hand and some no so second hand Michael Walia me gidi say unya fia homa no so a obefrɛ na ye wie show na no atwetwe nkomo ne ehu mrepa bo
matibedi me nyame do mama na yenko no ye pesi ye press conference kan ye kachira abanye say ye na no one day to one factory no ba abanye so ye no ye force for na ye ama no ye na ye po ano ye na de one container one man one container one warehouse one container one day ye na de ba e ma ba no mo kuro ma no mo nya bi asante man te ma no ejuma titi o abo amebru no ye force ejuma no nti no to wanye hihye betimi abo ye ama ye osu yetimi nya bi abo nkwala na ende ye ama no ne ye nkwala amo no mo ba no ana go for the country mo ati asese wa na kwenda wo kwala no who just up the area to work
Medase Sami Sami enya nwieye nana donsunie
continue these engagements with other groups. I also want to assure all Ghanaians that no individual or institutional investor, including pension funds, in government treasury bills or instruments, will lose their money as a result of our ongoing IMF negotiations. There will be no haircuts. So I urge all of you to ignore the false rumors. Just as in the banking sector cleanup, government ensured that the 4.6 million depositors affected by the exercise did not lose their deposits.
Eto mesa kabiom mesi eto yiye eye
yes
na esese me oji meto
yes
mi oji meto a say wodi to no kogudi ebe futuo ana me ka cha sase wuri nyansa gigi to a na di ku futuo mu a yenkotu futuo no to enkoyi futuo no enko di to ubofu
yemfa to ni to yemfiti
futuo to ni futuo no to at all mesi futuo yemfiti no to ni futuo no to
baby Sasen.
What you try the 20 futuam?
Yes.
And the bomber no brand.
Yes.
Yes. 50 futuam no top. And the futuam no top. If the 2 years a day, we can't make up before. When even home, we can't make up for hallelujah.
Amen.
Mr. Tua, a 2 year. What you try? You go futuam.
Yes.
Young 50 futuam no top. And finally 2
Debbie.
What if for 2 to hard? What 50 for 2 ni ye be yan crofo ya
yes tieto
kwasi wo tue futuo no to na futuo no nyunu a wo ka babu na nipa ni be didi so no wonya ne dere eti wo yesa what do you put time for I'm telling you
yes
the Bible the book of Haggai 1
verse number 6
mudia pi se futuo no bachiche mo bachiche futuo no so mo dikito mo bachiche tuo no ati ye hu dia de ye mo didi so mo mi be we Ghana 40 ya ye bachi ye tuo ati ye be didi ye mi
mo honya mo se
ye wonya ye se
opani apade
opani aketua de mano no egu futuo no
ya fiti etuo
dan etuo me na mfiti tuo no me na me tuo fiti tuo na me ko kodi say enya bi mo wiase a etuo gie no mbeje but o gi futuo mu a o mfiti futuo no to no mo di tuo mo di tuo no to futuo no to ye ni tuo o gi tuo hallelujah me ko futuo mu baba ma no bra me fiti tuo me ni tuo ye ni mo patuo gi mo patuo di
yes o gi tuo di tuo aben
onye opo ya mabo
amen
and it for patuo
yes
for patuo mati die di gogu futuo mu no
na ya
awon asam no
na ya ondin
mo wa so bi fiti tuo
wetu
you odi tuo ni futuo no to
yes
o ya sabe nyago potam for o mo obi ni da so aydan ayira ye be ka ni doko Ote tuo ni mwa uhunu
baby yes
na dia yere se oba wo se bati ye se obi edi tuo no obo se party bia ye warm up ye ba eba chi wom oba bati rete sam nam so mo ntakra
ese
omo na tubom
yes
and mo ntakra se no omo na tubom
odi tuo fa wo hu
nyamo na mo se nkofo bi di kam na cheche wo mo nkwa jemre
ati wo mani so o ma papa na
ka ba jemre ase amen.
So that is Reverend Ajimai Oko. He's a dynamic preacher. He is the leader and founder of Living Yahweh Seventh Day Sabbath Assembly, talking about taxes. So those of you who do not understand Chi, but my guests, both of them are seated. Joe Appenting of the NDC is here. Archibald Jesse is also here this morning. Joe, good morning.
Good morning, Senior.
And how are you?
Please, I'm good. What
Great,
about you?
great. Not bad.
Thank God.
This attire you're wearing, the cloth, what's the name?
I don't know the name, but I like the African print.
Okay.
And by God's grace, I work with fashion designers, so
Okay.
basically that's all what I wear.
Is that a turkey or what's in it? Is it a bird? Or
I don't know
Is
that.
that
I think some carry.
It's carry.
The print
so
is
maybe
carry.
sika. What is sika? So
Sounds like that.
Tanape washa sika. Let me hear. Why? What does that go for? You heard here. Okay. I'll come back to you later on. Aji.
Yeah, Senior.
Good morning.
Morning, my Senior.
And how are you?
By His grace and mercies, we are doing very well, and I hope you and your cherished listeners across the various platforms, whether they are listening to the traditional 106.9 or they are watching us on Facebook, YouTube, and the other platform. I hope everyone is doing well this morning.
Yeah. It's the prayer that everybody is doing great this morning.
Yeah.
Let's go straight into the issues, into the issues for discussions this morning. And perhaps a lot of situations have been occurring, more so with this debt exchange program. Some believe if you didn't know the NPP true and true, the exchange program, the debt exchange program, the domestic debt exchange program would help you understand true and true who the NPP are and the type of leadership that they give anytime they are in power, especially under his leadership, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. There have been several instances that well-meaning Ghanaians have raised their voices about the domestic debt exchange program. There's been several reactions as well from government. One notable one that came was from the finance minister, Boame Namembuao, and that was quite profound somewhere last week. But also, I can tell you that last week, quite a number of development have happened. The picketing of senior citizens, picketing persons who have served their due to this particular country, the pensioner. They've been picketing for quite some time now. Initially, they started writing letters. They didn't get response. At a point in time, they had finally got a response. But what perhaps has changed the conversation has got to do with the former CJ who was part of those who were picketing last Friday. We don't know if today she'll be picketing as well, even though the deadline for signing on has elapsed. But the message is, we don't want to be part. That is the message from the pensioner. Joe, let me begin with you. From the posturing of government from the get-go, since this domestic debt program started entering the Ghanaian lexicon and the Ghanaian conversation, I quite remember the NPP, the NDC held a press conference and talked about the challenges we are going to face as a nation regards that. But the government came and parried that away, and the president was part of those who were leading that conversation that there's not going to be any haircut. But along the lines, we are seeing all of these developments happening, and truly, we are seeing haircuts. How would you describe this government?
Oh, thank you very much, Senior. And let me wish my senior comrade Abuja Jamfi, who I learned has traveled outside the jurisdiction. I wish him a happy stay wherever that he is. To my able youth organizer, original youth organizer, Oman, Malam Osman Abali, and his able assistants in Mr. Sefatanga and that of Comrade Finn. And also to the Ashanti regional executives, especially to Captain Retired Kwame Jabari and then all the other executives. You've seen, Senior, last week Tuesday, when I was here, I said something about Mr. Akufo-Addo and his family and friends government. And I do believe that, Senior, it's about time that Ghanaians call a spade a spade. You've seen, when I sat here and then you you ask the viewers to call. There was a gentleman who spoke. He said it's called Kwame MPP. He went on the loose, just lambasting the NDC. One thing that they forget is, we in the NDC, we will not be we will not be countering what they will be saying. Discerning Ghanaians will speak for us. And I'm very much happy with the Bedu man, the last person who called. That you said that you were asking the producer to take his number.
Yeah.
Even these people, they are non-partisan as we are. And then to understand, I would say that they are apolitical. But whatever be it, they seek the interest of their businesses first before any political party. You've seen he came, recanted and refuted almost all the nonsense, excuse my language, that Mr. Kwame MPP said about the NDC. You've seen the fact is, people shouldn't forget. The President Kufuor government that they say is the best. You should know of Google. On the 7th of January 2008, one Professor J.E. Mills of blessed memory, the investigation that was held for him when he held the scepter to swear that he became the president of Ghana, inflation at that time was 18.1%. That was the inflation that President Kufuor left. The Mr. John Mahama, that they vilified and insulted and called him incompetent, he left them an inflation of 15.1%. So inflation that Mr. Mahama left, it's far better than that of President Kufuor. So you see, almost every day when they come on radio, they can start these insults and attacks. But they should know that Ghanaians, their cups are full. And Ghanaians are not very wise, no matter the sort of machinations and then those sweet talks that they are going to tell people are not going to accept this. So now, let's come back here. Why did we get here in the first place? I do believe that a president, Mr. Akufo-Addo, sat in opposition. If not for any other thing, for 8 years, Mr. Akufo-Addo was an opposition leader. Before 2016, he gave us a plethora of promises that he was coming to change the status and the fortunes of Ghana. He promised a lot. Very fanciful and tantalizing. Ghanaians bought into it. You were given overwhelming support by many Ghanaians, which myself and some other people, we advise Ghanaians against this man. Because Dr. Chafekubebe, Dr. Yahuno Tabaklo, they told us of the implacable and intransigent posture of Mr. Akufo-Addo and how arrogant that man was. So people said that, okay, they tagged him as infallible. A status that was only acquainted to God, people gave to Mr. Akufo-Addo, making him a near perfect person. They said he was incorruptible. I told people, wait, you can only say somebody is incorruptible when the person occupies a portfolio where he has control over resources and finance. Today, the incorruptible tag, they veered it off. And you know what is in here? When Mr. Akufo-Addo, from 2018, 2019, the budget that Kenneth Oyeta went to Parliament to read, almost every paragraph you could hear corruption. Their plans fighting corruption. When they started being corrupt, they drifted apart. So go check 2017, 2018. Corruption was very massive in the budget. That Mr. Oyeta went to Parliament to read. From 2019 coming, right now, you don't even hear a scintilla of corruption in every other budget that they go to Parliament to read. You see one thing, right now, reality has caught up with them, and then they now find themselves being corrupt even more than the word corrupt. You came here, you said a whole lot. People advised you. Sound economic warnings were given. Alhaji Bawumia in opposition stood on basis, propounding economic theories, which many people advise. Chairman, all these things that this man is saying, they are all textbooks economics. You can capitalize them. People said, oh, leave the NDC. The MPP, they are in for good. I tell you, there is no single honest person in Ghana today who will mount any platform or call into any radio station and say nothing good about this MPP government. If not for anything, Madam Sofia Kufu is a former Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. To roll through the ranks of the judiciary service to become the Chief Justice, it's not serious, it's not a joke. Because at a point in time, he was the fourth person. I mean, in terms of hierarchy, in the absence of the president, the vice president takes, in the absence of the vice president, the speaker of parliament, in the absence of the speaker of parliament, the Chief Justice is the person who leads Ghana. And this same Mr. Akufo-Addo appointed this woman. And indeed, they are related. Because not for any other thing, we know of the Akufo-Addos and the name and then how they are nexus to political authority. This is a woman who is in their party. And for her to come out boldly and
she told you she's a party member?
They are related.
Oh,
How related even are they? Is it that you are making the deduction from the name?
Senior, they are related. You can go and check.
How are they?
They are related. They are related.
How?
They are not.
Are they cousins? Are they how are they related?
My brother, the fact that you are from Wachon doesn't mean you know every clan or family from Wachon.
I know more about Akufo-Addo in person. I am the president for Chema Youth Association. I have direct links to the for Penny Field. Caesar knows about it.
And I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that. But from my parents also, I've been told that they relate. Sure. Okay. It's a financial matter. So let's look at that.
They also make a position that they're from the same party.
Yes.
Sure.
The TDS tells you.
Let me see here. You see, let's call it spade.
Okay.
Because in this government that we live, see here, once that the president is appointing any person, if you don't have the same political leanings, there is no way that the president is going to appoint you. You can make a case for Mr. Matanamudu. The reason why Mr. Akufo-Addo appointed Mr. Matanamudu as a special prosecutor was the man's open criticism of Mr. Domama. And at that time, his political leanings were totally to the focus of Mr. Akufo-Addo. So it's a fact. We may not want to say it, but the fact is, every political appointee of Mr. Akufo-Addo is somebody who he shares the same political leanings with. This is a fact. So we can pretend that that's not the case. But let me even come back to the subject matter that we are discussing.
Okay.
You came, you started. I will be here telling you, Senior, one day should one factory. Senior, tell me the essence of this institution, organization, special initiatives. You see, sloganeering and tokenism won't send you anywhere. Always I tell these people. Because Senior, I am here telling you that if you go and give a stimulus package to an organization or a company, it is not you establishing a factory. What is the essence of you establishing a whole department or an organization as the presidency to cater for all these things? Meanwhile, we have the Ministry of Trade and Industries, which could have taken over all these stimulus packages that you are giving to those people. CSHS. What are they doing? What are they doing? So if somebody allocates students to a school, the Girl Education Service cannot provide feeding to them. Before the CSHS Secretariat was established, the Girl Education Service has provided quality education to Ghanaian students. Which one of us here, we are all part. If I'm not easy there, just dispute that. So what the essence of all this is, you came on board, establish prior institutions and duplicate portfolios, so once your guys will get portfolios to occupy. But if you look at that, these people, you have to pay them all once. They enjoy practices. And apart from that, these vehicles and this whole lot of stuff, they are burning on your government. So now, let me read this article for you here. You see just somewhere just last year, the presidency. Yeah. You tell me that you spent 50 million cedis on tires and batteries. I mean, 150 billion old cedis. So what sort of tires and batteries? I don't know. They have what type of cars? That the presidency has to spend over 150 billion cedis on tires and batteries. And then you spend 59 million cedis on operational enhancement of the presidency in only 9 good months. So you see, almost every other day, the expenditure that they incur, they are very cagey. They just spend the money and they can't just write any other thing as an expenditure that they've used government money to incur. So if you come and you live like an Arabian king, this one we are going to plunge us into. Okay. Because the bottom line is, these bondholders, what are they seeking for? It's very simple. All what they need is, you said it's voluntary. That is it. So those who didn't sign up, tell them, be frank with them, that indeed all of those of you who didn't sign up, the original terms and conditions upon which you signed up, they are still in existence.
For you.
Sure, make it publicly. So once in the latter stages, if you change it, then they can have the legal cause to, and you sue the government for them to agree to the original terms and conditions. Okay. That's what they want us to hear. Because you said that it's voluntary. So just come out and say it you will say it.
Why is it difficult for the government to listen to this simple message and other communications on this particular subject to them? Because government has also made it clear that the economy is in a bad state. It could crash.
Sure.
So there's some safety ring government also put the economy in. Why is the Ghanaian not listening? Why is government also not listening?
Thank you very much, Senior. The first thing is,
Ultimate FM.
before the Ghanaian will listen, they will look at the lifestyle of you, the government, vis-a-vis your expenditure and the way that you spend stuff. Because in here, a government that is just a spendthrift, almost living ostentatious, there is no way that you tell the ordinary Ghanaian that the person should come and agree to this exchange program. The person will. Because first and first, see here, if a daddy tells the family that we are in a period of austerity, the lifestyle of the father must reflect what he said. Cut down on your government, you said no. Mr. Akufo-Addo came 2017, had 125 ministers. You tell us you reduce it to 85. Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, the president of Malawi, just last week reduced his ministers. Like Cote d'Ivoire, the same way Alassane Ouattara, he did the same thing. He reduced the ministers. When they also saw that COVID has had a branch on the economy. So whatever be, there are some ministries that can be merged and others just relieved of. The man has reduced his ministers. Reduce them, you say you reduce them. You gave some cosmetic approaches on how best that you are going to do to reduce the expenditure. Tell us about your appointees not being allowed to drive in 4-wheel drives around Accra and a whole lot. One presidential call for you could count as many as 85 vehicles. So if you engage on all these opulence, why then do you come back and tell the Ghanaian that the person must give in to the debt asset program that you are calling? And senior, bottom line is, when the person was signing up for the program,
okay,
there were terms and conditions.
Yeah.
And then there were objectives being the reason why people had to go and invest in the bonds. The other means by which they could have also invested their money. Because first of all, they thought that with government, the risk is low. And then no matter what happens, they thought that government had the experts who could at least manage the bonds very well, and then at the maturity period, they were going to get their principal plus the coupon rates that they agreed to. So you can't tell them any other thing. It's not their fault that the economy is in a mess. You say COVID gave you 22 billion cedis in windfall. Money that ordinarily you wouldn't have gotten. Because we're here, we heard the IMF gave you 1 billion cedis under the rapid credit facility. Right now that you're going for 3 billion cedis, you've seen the means by which, you've seen the project they were even going. That also Kenefoyata had to travel many times to the offices, and then even reaching the staff level agreement, we have been told that you have to wait till the board of the IMF, they meet, and then the project that they gave you, you bring it back to them for them to agree before they even give you $3 billion. Yeah. But they give you $1 billion under the RCF, meaning that they appreciated that COVID had a branch on the economy. You took all this money, what did you do with it? Okay. Look at the COVID, the auditing of the COVID stuff that came out. That people will just pay themselves allowances, and then you see people sit on radio to defend this. Nobody calls this. Okay. I don't believe that even with the Chief Justice being part of the people who picketed, it means that this government senior, they are just, and you see,
could she have done it differently?
Senior, as in what means?
Not picket, but engage the government.
The bondholders, pensioners, right now they tell us that we have to categorize it. We've got a difference between pensioners and bondholders, pensioners. Yeah. So the pensioners who are bondholders, they agreed to picket at the finance ministry. Yeah. And then
look at caliber. Look at their caliber.
Senior, what
is status in society?
Fine, she's a former chief justice. But senior, you mean to tell me that the woman hadn't deployed any backroom communication channel that she wasn't listening to?
That I don't know.
Sure. So we have to ask that. Okay. Because a woman of her caliber, once you are telling me about status, she could have also deployed other backroom communication channel which she might not be head to. So she must come out publicly and then support her colleagues. So see, I support what she did. Like the respect that I had for her, it's even increased. Okay. Right now, she has shown them the way. And it's very clear to all Ghanaians. Mr. Lancha Martin told them that the way this government is governing this country, we don't have a message for 2024. He was a former trade minister, a cabinet minister. He told them this. And now their chief justice, the former chief justice, is amongst people who is talking ill of the finance minister. You heard what she said. She told us that they should come and render accounts of all the borrowings that this man has.
But the borrowings didn't start just yesterday. So why didn't he speak then? That's also some argument. Why didn't he?
Antonia, you see what
she said? She was. Nobody can gag her mouth.
Sure.
As a CJ, she could have told.
The fact is nobody can tell everyone to speak. She has every right to speak at any other time that she wants to.
Okay.
So she thinks that is the appropriate time that she will come out and speak. She has every right to come and speak. Okay. And like what he said, she will not be gagged. So with the truth of God, everybody knows him. We know him. Whether he's a de facto prime minister or whatever, we don't understand. But for you to use this unpalatable language on a former chief justice, senior, we leave them to posterity.
Okay.
And I do believe that Ghanaians should run outside with NDC and disgrace these people in the 2024 elections. They should just put them out. See, they are a group of hollow incompetence, colossal and hollow incompetence. That's the MPP. They bring nothing good to Ghana, and they must be sacked from the government.
Colossal incompetence. That is how Joe is describing the NPP. But have we got into a stage where perhaps Nanado, His Excellency, should come again on some of the things he said specifically regarding the domestic debt exchange program?
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. And let me start by greeting your cherished listeners. And then, just
Ultimate FM.
Accord me some 1 minute to greet my party people. His Excellency the President of the Republic, His Excellency the Vice President, and then when you come to this region, which happens to be the heart of the New Patriotic Party, the Regional Minister Honorable Simon Simmons, a very hard-working Regional Minister, and then to the party proper, the party machinery led by Governor Chairman Wontumi Bernard Njubuesiakun, together with the other regional executive constituency, electoral area, and police station executives, and then the other identifiable groups led by the other identifiable groups, especially my communication wing led by Dennis Kwakwa. Yesterday we met the Minister for Housing, and he was in Kumasi as part of his engagement in explaining the National Rental Assistance Scheme that we have rolled out. And he met the communication wing to give us insight into the policy. That was a very refreshing meeting that we had, and it was quite fruitful. So on behalf of the communication wing, we'd like to say thank you to the Minister for Housing, the Honorable Asenso Boachi, and also the Member of Parliament for Bantama. Caesar, let me say good morning to Mike Ledu. He's a manager at Bost and a patriot at the Foyukrum constituency. Mike, wherever you are, wish you a blessed weekend. And lastly, to my Chief Executive Officer for Konfano Teaching Hospital, Professor Dr. Ochiadai Mensah, a former host within the EIB group. Prof, we want to wish you the very best of the week, you together with your management. Caesar, let me first of all start by setting the record straight about the lies, pure lies, and the purported vindictiveness that always emanates from the camp of the National Democratic Congress whenever they have an opportunity to address any issue concerning President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. In fact, if you really want to talk about people who demonstrated arrogance in our electioneering, you are not going to take the NDC out of that. And I'll give you examples. We were in this country when the former president, he had been president before, so he had tasted presidency, so he had become a statesman. When he had the opportunity to speak against a senior colleague, in fact a senior comrade, Martin Amido, he virtually went blunt on him and called him nonsensical. You all heard it. When I'm believing that when that report came out and cited the former president as having been involved in the Airbus saga, he called him nonsense. What sort of stupidity is that? Live on radio and on television. So I really don't want to engage in those kind of politics. I want to deal with politics of issues. Now, I'm just setting the record straight. Madam Sofia Abena Boafua Akufu. Her Akufu is spelled with double F.
Ultimate FM.
FFO. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's phone is spelled with just one F. They have no relations. They have not. And I'm speaking based on my capacity as the president for Chima Youth Association. I have direct links to Ofori-Penifi. I know all the royals there.
Okay.
I know their family. In fact, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is from Abomosu. The man is from Abomosu. Madam Sofia, I believe maybe from a Kwapimo or somewhere. Okay, so they are not related. Let me also state that Madam Sofia Akufu was appointed to the Supreme Court in 1995. 1995. That was when she was appointed to the Supreme Court. So her elevation to the office of the Chief Justice may have just be merely because of seniority. Because by then she was the most senior among the Supreme Court judges. I stand to be corrected though. Because she went there as far back as 1995. Who was in charge of the administration of this republic when she was appointed to the Supreme Court? It was President Rawlings, the NDC's founder. So what's my brother talking about? So please, let's not engage in such politics because it will not inure to anybody's benefit. Again, I also want to state on record, I'm a member of the New Patriotic Party. I communicate for and on behalf of the New Patriotic Party. Madam Sofia Abena Boafo Akufu is not a member of the New Patriotic Party.
Okay.
She was appointed by the president because the constitution says it is only the president that appoints the chief justice. And then she's taken through a vetting by parliament. So it was just a procedural thing. You understand? So that is it. She's not a member of the New Patriotic Party. And so that is important. Again, I also heard my brother talk about the fact that the budget for the presidency is being blown out of reach. And he even gave some expenditure lines like batteries and tires and costing so much. Look, in 2016, President Mahama's minister, Honorable Setepe, took a budget to parliament, allocating 738 million to the presidency. Mid-year, he went with another budget allocating 3 billion. 3 billion. From 738 million Ghana cedis to 3 billion. Eventually, Caesar take the budget of 2017 and look at how much the presidency under John Dramani Mahama in 2016 spent. 6.1 billion. That is 1,200% expenditure in the presidency. So don't come and talk about 150 million. We are talking about billions. This is billions Ghana cedis. You are talking about billions old cedis, which of course runs into thousands and hundreds of thousands of Ghana cedis. We are talking about billions of new Ghana cedis. From 738 to 6.1 billion. That is 1,200% increment in the budget of the presidency. So we know what you are talking about. And that is what Kwame of NPP is saying that, look, yes, we admit that we are having challenges. But John Dramani Mahama is not an option. Because if you budget 738 million and you end up spending 6.1 billion, 1,200%, then if you were in power today, I believe by now, probably, we'll be sacrificing our case just so that we can have a dinner on our table. So yes, we admit that we are in difficult times, but then you see, it's never an option. Caesar, now to the domestic debt exchange program. Let me first of all empathize with our retirees who went picketing at the finance ministry. We believe that as a republic, the constitution guarantees our right to freedom of worship and freedom to fellowship and freedom to protest. And so what they did was within the remit of the constitution, and we wouldn't want to begrudge them for that. So first of all, we want to say we really empathize with them. We understand the situation, but it is important to put it on board that, Caesar, we need to return this economy back on the path of growth, back on the path of development. And this debt restructuring, whether it is domestic or external, is one of the pillars that ought to be accomplished before we're able to return Ghana onto the path of development. Caesar, in spite of the fact that today we are undertaking some sort of debt restructuring, things that Ghanaians were enjoying when there was no debt restructuring, when there was no COVID, when there was no global energy crisis, President John Dramani Mahama was unable to provide these things. In fact, things that have been enjoyed by successive government under John Dramani Mahama, it got truncated. Nurses allowance got cancelled. Teacher training allowance got cancelled. Caesar, you and I were not having electricity. Go to Asafo. They will tell you how much in terms of cost that doing so cost them as businessmen and women. Go to magazine, talk to the organizers, talk to the hairdressers, talk to the tailors, talk to the barbers, and they will tell you the cost of this doing so to them. In spite of our current woes, in spite of our current situations, you and I still have our lights on every day. That is a plus. Every Ghanaian can attest to that. That yes, we are going through a global challenge. Yes, we are going through an economic challenge as a republic. In spite of that, our lights are still on. Caesar, in spite of that, people take their walls to school and they are not paying a peso. Free senior high school is still running. One of the biggest social interventional policies. Yes, we admit that there are challenges, of course. Even when we're paying school fees, we're having challenges. And the last time I get the narrative that Caesar, you and I were at Pop John, our dining hall was not completed. When you come to Anadem House, we were bathing in an uncompleted bathhouse. At that time, we were paying school fees, but we still had our challenges. So the challenges has been with us for some time now, and it is not because we introduced free senior high school. That's why we are going through this challenge. But I'm saying that in spite of the fact that today we are going through all these economic challenges, we are doing this debt restructuring, all these social interventional policies are still running. During your time, people were working for 3 good years. Teachers, you post them to the village, to the remotest part of Ghana. They work for 3 good years. We're paying them 3 months. During our time, when COVID hit us, teachers were home. For 9 solid months, they were at home. Every month, they were receiving their salary. That is the difference between the New Patriotic Party and the National Democratic Congress. In spite of the fact that today we are going through this debt restructuring, there are roads being done, there are hospitals being done. Come to Confanoche, the mother and baby unit, they are still on it. Go to the airport. The airport is, I think, about 80 or 90% completed. There are other infrastructural undertakings that this government has started and it's still ongoing. Again, look at even the logistics that we are giving to our security agencies. I think about 4 months or so, we provided the police 1,500 motorbikes. All these things are going on, even in spite of the fact that we are still going through some economic challenges. So, if any Ghanaian calls into your studio and says that yes, we admit that times are hard, but the NDC is never an option, that is a believable fact. Because even when we're not having these challenges, even when you talk to whenever you have the opportunity to sit in a studio with the NDC, they say we never did debt restructuring and you are the first government to do debt restructuring. Yes, we are doing debt restructuring, but still, free senior high school is still running. We are doing debt restructuring, but our lights are still on. We are doing debt restructuring, but we are providing the allowances. We are doing debt restructuring, but we are raising workers' salary by an unimaginable 30% increment.
But in all of this,
yes,
did you listen to the framing and the word by word of the former CJ?
I'll come there. Okay. In fact, I wanted to build this premise and then make it and then let my listeners understand and appreciate the fact that yes, we're having challenges, but the NDC is never an option. That is what I want to say. Having said that, let me come to the main issues. Now, with the domestic debt restructuring, Caesar, what we are saying is that now we admit that we are in critical times. Our debt levels are ballooning, and we need to find ways and means of reducing these debt levels. As part of the measures and interventions aimed at reducing these debt levels, government has put out 4 key thematic areas. First is about expenditure cuts, and just like he even talked about 30% pay cut across the executive, moratorium on importation of new vehicles, reduction of convoys.
But he says it was cosmetic.
I'm coming. These are things that he will say. It is expected. Having to see the vice president with ministers of state and members of parliament in the bus, is that not going to reduce some sort of an expenditure? Are you telling me that had the vice president gone with his own V8, the other ministers are going with their V8, the cost to the state will not even be more? Is that what you're saying?
At what point did they travel with
the
bus?
I'm saying that regardless of the point that they travel, but there's still some sort of expenditure cut, and these things are very visible. Because today,
the information we are picking, they all took their V8 to a certain point in Tamale and now boarded a bus.
No, what we are saying is that when you're doing a cross country,
what is the impact?
It is still important that wherever they traveled with, it's still some sort of expenditure cut. Okay. Look, the 30% pay cut. We have talked to our people. We are asking for the total figure because it is significant, and that starts from the president, the vice president, every minister, every municipal, metro, and district chief executive. All people within the executive are going to receive that 30%, including heads of state agencies. So we are looking forward to the figure and we let Ghanaians have it. But what we are saying is that these are the measures that we have put in place to make sure that we can return the economy back on the path of growth. The first is expenditure cut. 2 is trying to make sure that we are able to rake in a lot of revenue, either by oiling our revenue handles.
You have 2 minutes more.
Yes, or introducing new measures to be able to rake in more revenue. And I think significant amongst them is the elevation of the VAT from 12.5 to 15%, and then the new thing that we are going to introduce as far as property rates are concerned. So that is also another one. And then this debt restructuring. Caesar, the essence of this policy is to make sure that we return Ghana to a sustainable levels as far as our debt is concerned. That's all that this means. And we have met these individual bondholders, especially the pensioners, halfway by categorizing them into several categories and making sure that we're able to provide incentives for each of the category depending on their age. So category A, we are saying that if you're an individual bondholder and you are 59 years and below, we put you there, we are going to give you just 5 years bond at 10%. If you are 59 years and above, I believe that is where Madam Sophia Akufu falls. We are giving you 15% interest on the new bond that we are introducing, and it is 5 years. Now, what we have said is that if, for instance, the former bond was 19%, Caesar, it is important for me to put this across. If the former bond was 90%, as far as these categories are concerned, we are saying that the 9% that you are losing will be capitalized and paid to you at maturity. So in essence, you are not losing anything. So if, for instance, Caesar is 59, let's use, for instance, our Madam Sophia Kufu. She has a bond. The interest, the coupon rate is, let's say, 19%. Now, government is saying that because of this debt restructuring policy, we are giving you 15% today with a new bond. Now, what it means is that she's going to lose 4%, right? That 4% is going to be capitalized and paid to her at maturity in addition to her principal. So what we are doing in effect, when you look at it, the arrangement proper, they are not losing anything. But I think that we are allowing emotions and sensationalism to take the better part of us.
Okay.
Because government has explained that they are not going to lose anything. But we are just making sure that at the end of the day, we are able to create some sort of fiscal space so that what we are going to pay today,
you believe they trust the government when there's been inconsistencies? The president categorically said there was not going to be any haircut.
But it is important to
categorically he said that.
Caesar, it is important to put it across that what we are going through are things that nobody really predicted. As far as the global
when the president has got advices,
I'm coming.
This statement he made is
what I'm saying
6 months back.
Who predicted that we are going to encounter COVID-19?
No, but
because this is a precedent.
It was after that he was making those statements.
I'm coming. So
just last year,
I'm coming
around October.
So what I'm saying is that from 2020 coming, global trends and happenings across the globe have been very unpredictable. Who predicted that Russia was going to?
He's got the wrong people.
No. What is important is that at the end of the day, we are still able to put forward a forward agenda, and that is what we are saying. That look, the bond that you are going to give to government, you are not going to encounter any haircuts. You are not encountering any haircut because your principal is safe. It is the interest that we are reducing, but the difference is going to be paid to you at maturity. What we are doing basically
is that is a form of a haircut.
No, Caesar. What we are doing is that if, for instance, I'm supposed to give you 1,000 Ghana cedis, and I tell you that, look, let me pay you that 1,000 Ghana cedis in 5 years because your 1,000 Ghana cedis was supposed to mature in 5 years. I'm going to pay you 1,000 Ghana cedis, and the interest is, let's say, 100 Ghana cedis. So let me pay you 500 today, like 50 cedis today. The other 50 cedis that I was supposed to pay to you this month or this year, I'm going to pay to you when your bond matures. So when your bond matures, instead of paying just 1,000 cedis, I'm going to pay you 1,050 cedis, and that is the 50 cedis addition that you were supposed to be paid today. We are doing this because we are in economic situation. This was not done in 2017. This was not done in 2018. This was not done in 2019 when the economy was growing at an average of 7%. We are doing this because we are in challenging times, and we are doing this again.
And because you have borrowed recklessly.
No. Just so we're able to return.
So is this former Chief Justice wrong?
About what?
In her assessment?
No, but of course, everybody's entitled to his opinion.
Is she wrong?
I stated that this is democracy that we are practicing is within her remit to express her opinion. We can't also say she's right because, and I'm also the last person who is going to say she's wrong because I've not really listened to her. Even though I've read bits of it, I've not really listened to her. But what I'm saying is that we are not doing anything bad. Probably she needs to be explained to more, and I am glad that whenever
But Gabby says she understands.
No,
so
but Gabby is not
she shouldn't be at picketing.
Caesar,
she ought to know better.
The one in charge of this arrangement goes to meet them every day.
Is Gabby making your party unattractive?
Caesar, I am saying that the one in charge of this arrangement.
Do you like the way Gabby speaks?
The finance minister is meeting these senior citizens every day. I think that should suffice.
Do you like the way Gabby speaks?
Look, I am not here to talk about an individual speaking because a lot of people speak. I've heard Dr. Steve Mantio speaks. I've heard something like Dianini speaks. A lot of them speak. So I'm not going to listen to just an individual and then make it look like that is the party's position. What we have said is that we believe that this thing is more like a necessary evil. This ought to be done so that we can.
Let me take a quick commercial break. When I come back, I'd like to listen to Joe because he was waving his fingers at Archie. Perhaps he didn't agree on a number of issues. I'll be back shortly.
Hello, dear listener. We're coming to you from Searching His Word, a program of biblical teaching each Friday evening at 7 o'clock GMT and Saturday at 6 o'clock p.m. GMT on your myultimatefm.com and at 106.9 FM. This is a Bible teaching program, and we come to you with joy in our hearts that we can share with you the Word of God. And especially we want to emphasize today the fact that the Lord is saving only outside the churches, and we want everyone to know about that because it is absolutely true. If you would like to learn more about this, please tune in each week, Friday at 7 o'clock p.m. and Saturday at 6 o'clock p.m.
What the speed? Honorable, I was coming to see you. For what? You know, my father's funeral is fast approaching, and I was coming to see you for a loan.
Are you not a teacher? Once Kuma Women Bank can offer you a loan for your funeral. Why worry whilst your salary passes through the Controlling Accountant General Department? Are you a police, nurse, doctor, teacher, military, or any government worker? They can also offer you salary loan, funeral loan, quick loan, and farmers loan.
Honorable, where can I locate them?
You can visit any branch of ours at Bomso, Ahinsan, Efijase, Amakum, Bodomase, Alaba, Banko, Asafo Market, Tafo, Sokoban Wood Village, Adako Jache.
We've opened a new branch at Ketia, former Barclays Bank area near SAT. We've been in this business for over 38 years and have no bad record. We operate in microfinance as well.
You can also call us on 020-2029-550 or 020-2028-338. Kume Woman Rural Bank, the listening bank.
Imagine that you've accomplished your largest goal in life. A hero's journey begins with a step. Setbacks are part of the journey. As positive environment turns toxic, as what you love doing transitions to what scares you, as your dreams, making it a reality, stresses you, doing your best to move from rags to riches. 2 hours of decluttering your being and marshalling your life. Your working under pressure will one day be with pleasure. Stay with me, NY Jojo Green, every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And repeat on Sunday, 12 noon to 2 p.m. on Moments of Glory. Get inspired by some known and silent personalities who moved from rags to riches, from disadvantaged to advantage. Learn from their adventures, fused with some inspirational tunes. You can share your moments with us too via SMS and calls on 0246 721 818. Moments of Glory. Share your moments.
Hey there, looking for a great companionship on radio after a stressful day at work? Yeah! Looking for the right type of music and vibes as you drive your way back home?
Yes, of course.
Don't worry, we've got you on a total lockdown. Tune into the Ultimate Drive with myself, Mr. Berry, and NY Jojo Green. It's all new, refreshing, engaging, and rewarding. Catch us every weekday from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. as we bring you great tunes with refreshing vibes and conversations live on Ultimate 106.9 FM.
Get to know about what's happening on social media, exclusive interviews, chats, and content. Then sit tight as we serve you with the latest hot gossips about your favorite celebrities from around the world.
Well, Kanye West has come forward with some interesting claims regarding Aaliyah's death.
And this time, his allegations are more serious than ever.
The conversation gets interesting when you engage us on our socials. Twitter, I'm at NY_JGreen.
At Mr. Berry_GH.
Or via WhatsApp 0246-721-818. So guys, hop on, buckle up, and keep it tight for a smooth ride.
Well, those are Drive Team. Catch them later today between 2 and 8 p.m. and they will drive you home. I'm with a man, perhaps, maybe, I don't know if Archie's analysis was driving him nuts at the point, because he was, wagging his fingers and all of that. Joe, what is it? You don't agree with him? With the things he's talking about?
It's a difficult prayer to communicate for the MPP government, and just as he has appreciated the dire situation in their party affair, I won't even go there. But he says, please, I'm not here to speak for anybody and then what somebody has told me to come and say.
Okay.
He's saying, I will just be honest with you. When you say that Mr. John Mahama occasioned Dumso, indeed he came under him because all his predecessors.
Dumso didn't come out. Dumso had been
all his predecessors failed to add up the generational capacity of producing electricity. And Mr. John Mahama took up that task. And as of 9th December 2016, that Madam Charlotte said declared Mr. Akufo-Addo as winner of the elections that we had Dumso had ended. So people can go about their normal rhetorics and then say bad things about Mr. Mahama and make it look like the man came and did nothing. But I tell you, every single economic indicator or matrix that we use in assessing the president, Mr. Akufo-Addo is not anywhere close to Excellency John Dramani Mahama. He will not even come close anywhere. He will not even come close anywhere. Because let me tell you, one single project as the Pond Water Project, it added 1.9 million gallons of water production per day. To an extent that even Mr. John Mahama, His Excellency, connected potable water to some parts of the eastern region. I won't be here mentioning names. It's a fact. These are public records that you can go and check. You should go and check the number, the megawatts, the generation capacity that Mr. John Mahama added up. The megawatts that they added up onto the generation capacity of Ghana. And then see whether Mr. Mahama resolved Dumso or not. You are talking about national allowances and whatever. Go there. Go see the backlog of debts that you people owe them.
Oh, I understand. Was it last weekend? Some monies were
sure. Thank you very much. But no, Syria. Good. But still go. There are still backlogs of debts there. They don't clear everything. So you think that the parent is happy that the student is happy that you pay him or her pension? Sorry, him or her an allowance, and go and then take his father's pension to come and pay me. Will he be happy? He will be happy because there is one rational student who the person has had holistic education. That the person will be happy. That Mr. Akufo-Addo claims that he is paying me nursing or teacher training allowances, but at the same time he gives me that pittance as an allowance and goes and then what my dad as a pensioner or my mom as a pensioner had suffered to get that, he didn't spend it, invested it in a government bond. The government has now come back to deploy whatever he calls as debt exchange program to take that money from my dad or mom. The student will be happy. So you can move on. He mentioned a case for Chief Justice. Let me tell you, we are all here. This current judiciary, the Supreme Court, Justice Doche is the senior most. It's a fact. You can go and check. How come that the Chief Justice went to Chief Justice Anini Yabua? I have no issues with that. So don't come and tell me that seniority. Because Mr. Akufo-Addo has shown that when he came to Chief Justice Anini Yabua and Chief Justice Jones Doche, he chose the one with the lesser years at the Supreme Court. So there's no, you don't tell me that Gloria Akufu was the senior most. There's a reason why Mr. Akufo-Addo chose her, and then she, say that please, you've seen, I've not said anything, that is not a fact here. Jones Doche was a senior to Chief Justice Anini Yabua.
But I never mentioned Anini Yabua.
I'm coming. Senior. You just give an analogy that because of seniority, the reason why then at that time you think that Madam Gloria Akufu was the senior most at the at the Supreme Court. Reason why Mr. Akufo-Addo appointed her as the Chief Justice. CJ. And I'm telling you, in this current dispensation, when please stop the distractions. You
were laughing when I was.
Oh no, but I didn't talk.
Okay, sure. Okay, fine. I'm not okay, but I can laugh.
I have no problem. You can laugh or giggle or whatever you want to do. But the fact remains that within Mr. Jones Doche and the administration of Anini Yabua was of lesser years experience there, but still he was the one who was chosen. Okay. Akufo-Addo had his reasons. And you see one thing in here, there is nothing that this MVP government can do to explain away their incompetence. Because in here, just look at even this thing. Right now, you are telling people that, okay, sign up to a debt exchange program. I've told you earlier on. I said the finance ministry should come clean. Tell the bondholders that, okay, the terms and conditions and the contractual obligations that the government signed with you in the original terms, they still exist. They will not go there and pick it again. Because once you tell them there, and
is that issue of trust?
That is it, senior.
Is Parliament also calling the finance minister too late? Because we know he's going to meet the finance minister is going to meet Parliament on Thursday, 16th. Is it coming too late?
Senior, if your time is coming too late, it will be something that I can't sit here to answer, because the fact is, even the business parliament of the people who schedule the committee who schedules parliamentary sessions within the week, they are from the majority, so they know very well that they won't bring their own for you to come and give him the cogent questions that will disgrace him. So they will do their best.
But Parliament were arrested. They could have reconvened.
Sure.
If it was that critical to them.
I'm just telling you, the business, there is this term there. I think the business committee of Parliament.
Yeah.
They schedule the parliamentary sessions. They could have called majority of them from them, so they won't do that. They know very well that today if they bring the man there, the sort of questions that some members of Parliament are going to pose to him, they won't let him come for him to be disgraced. So they did their best. Okay, then let's sit back. When the deadline when the date elapses, then we call you. But the bottom line is, even just look at this thing. Look at what the Bank of Ghana has done. That this very day, senior, even if for matters of trust, you pass a Fiscal Responsibility Act. That's the way that the Bank of Ghana can give only 5% of the tax revenue the government declared in the previous year. Today, 2022, 2021, they declared 70 billion cedis. So at best or at maximum, you should have given them 35 billion. In their own press release that they released on Thursday, the Bank of Ghana told us that they've given this government 44 billion cedis. So if you give them all this excess, and what is the meaning? You go, you print money, you come and dump them. So once that you keep on printing money to dump them in the system, what are you doing? You are causing inflation. And then you, that same person, will tell me that you are increasing the policy rate. Trying to be fast, you are increasing the policy rate to catch up inflation. But at the back door too, you also printing money and dumping them into the system. So you said Alhaji Bawumia Kenoforiata. See, these people are not people that you can trust. All this I'm saying, they are statements of fact. Okay. They're not people that you can trust. Especially like the Ghanaian people to listen to me. We beg them. This year and whatever months that are left, we beg them. The lies, the decisions of the NPP, it shouldn't go with them again.
Actually, what would you do for Ghanaians to trust you?
I wonder why he's ending by saying we should listen to the National Democratic Congress. But these are the people who say this today, tomorrow they are saying something else. The national chairman came and said that he's removing the parliamentary leadership because of economic issues. He went to UK and said that they are not cooperating with the speaker. I'm coming. Please, please. When you spoke, I was quiet.
He's a legendary liar.
You said
The person who
is a global liar.
Yeah, sure. Who took an oath to at least seek the help of Ghanaians. He lied.
Okay, so that's okay.
We're not going to be
it's okay. It's okay.
I know part.
But you okay?
You said I was interrupting you.
Bro, sorry.
So this is a party that says this today, tomorrow they are saying something else. They went to Supreme Court and made all sort of allegations.
Yeah.
Later on in their electioneering campaign, we heard that they did not even have evidence.
But you are doing the same.
No, we are not doing the same. Caesar.
We're a proud nation. Won't go to IMF.
No, I'm coming.
Now we are even lying at the doorstep of IMF.
So it is important for you to.
You're not going to no haircut. Now we are getting haircut.
No, Caesar. I've explained.
Is Nana a liar? Is the NPP now becoming a liar?
Are you not going to allow me to talk?
Sorry.
So like I was explaining, look, he talked about generation and the fact that they solved Dunso. Let me put it across that the NDC government under President John Dramani Mahama never solved Dunso. What they did was to tackle just one aspect of the problem, which was generation. In fact, Caesar, at that time, Ghana needed at our peak level 3,000 megawatts. They raised generation capacity to 7,000 just because they wanted their own cut. Today, Ghana has spent $1 billion for power we never consumed because of the kind of contracts that President Mahama signed. Why would you want to set up the fire when you are yet even to cook the milk? But that's what
is that the same position of Parliament on this particular issue?
Which issue?
This $1 billion you're talking about. in excess power we don't use it.
No, that's what I'm saying. No. You can find out again. I sat here and was talking about the fact that we are owing
Ultimate FM.
When we came in 2017, even school for the deaf, school for the blind, school for the disabled, the monies that were allocated to them in the budget, President Mahama did not pay. No, and if you are for Kwame Nkrumah, and you are here talking about the fact that we owe nursing training allowance. Look, every government encounters some sort of statutory arrears of a sort. So that is no excuse. By finishing, we want to admit that we are in challenging times. But like I said, there's a policy when you come into governance, you call something the PCPEC, that the MPP government has rolled out to make sure that we're able to return this economy to the path of growth. Okay. And like I said, part of it is this debt restructuring that we are undertaking. We want to appeal to our mothers and fathers as individual bondholders, and then the corporate world who have bought government bonds, that this is indeed an important exercise in getting back our economy. Let's support this government so that we are able to return the economy back on the path of progress.
Okay.
Finishing, Caesar.
Yeah, my time is up.
Your time is up. Finishing.
Yeah.
Let me say a very good morning to Dr. Ben Asante of Ghana Gas. Wherever you are, Doc, I want to wish you a very pleasant week.
Thank you very much, Archibald Idri Akwa. Thank you very much, Joe Apenting of the NDC. The two young men belong to their political party. They hold dear their political ideologies. Tomorrow we'll be here again to bring you yet another set of communicators. We delve into national conversation. My name is Julius Anadem, ably produced by Michael Walia and Ivan Hitkut Fumado. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Okay. I don't know who your Valentine is, but I'm leaving in the good hands of SB and perhaps Dachi Hema. They've got all the love.